Hello everyone, Kaiju here, and welcome back again to another Monster Musume video. And for today's video, we'll be talking about the dragon race of monster girls. We'll be delving deep into their origins, their nature, as well as some of their subspecies and a lot of other stuff. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video, and let's get to it. Now, the dragons are a reptilian demi-human race that is deeply embedded in history around the world. Although dragons have been mentioned several times in the series, no dragons have appeared in the manga up to date, so there is little information regarding their portrayal in the Monster Musume manga, with their only appearance being in the Monster Musume online game. Dragons are regarded as legendary beings that are held in high esteem as demigods and beings of extremely high reputation, often being portrayed as treasure hoarders, fire breathers, and being poisonous. While some dragons can transform into humans to conceal themselves, others prefer to hide in dungeons and caves away from human civilization. In medieval times, humans often sought to make a name for themselves as dragon slayers, warriors who would specialize in fighting, hunting, and killing dragons. Since dragons are reptiles, they are poikilothermic, which is an organism that cannot regulate its body temperature except by behavioral means such as basking or burrowing. Examples are snakes and crocodiles. The scales of a dragon are also stronger than steel, able to block cutting weapons and even deflect bullets. However, nowadays threats to dragons are very rare. Dragon scales also have a tendency to catch clothing, so dragons have to maintain their scales by moisturizing and clipping them, for they'll end up being very rough to touch. Dragons also have a special scale somewhere on their bodies that grows in the reverse direction than all the other scales. This scale is called a gekarine, or also known as a reverse scale. The dragons usually hate it when someone touches the scale to the point where they would go as far as to kill the toucher. The scale is also an extremely sensitive and private issue, as the sensation of it being touched temporarily renders them docile and limp. As a result, they may attack once they regain their composure out of a feeling of being violated. Many dragons have a prehensile tail and can use it to grab things. Its size makes it able to support their body weight, but makes most of them unable to sleep on their backs. The tip of a dragon's tail is also an extremely sensitive erogenous zone, similar to the tip of a lamia's tail. Dragons have superhuman strength as well, but it is unknown if they are stronger than trolls or ogres or any of the larger monster girl species. And of course, since a dragon has wings, they have the ability to fly. Now, majority of the times, dragons are classified into three subgroups, that being the Western dragons, the Eastern dragons, and the wyverns. The Monster Musume online game, however, gives us four subspecies of the dragons, that being the Gargoyle, the Huanglong, the Yamato no Orochi, and the Quetzalcoatl. First off are the Gargoyles, who are a demi-human race of sea dragons whose origins in mythology start in the Christian legends of France. In one legend, a terrible sea dragon known as the Gargoyle one day emerged from the Seine River and began to spill water about the countryside, to create a huge, great tidal wave. Whatever the waters didn't kill, the dragon devoured for its meal. The Archbishop of Rouen, Saint Romain, intended to put a stop to the problem. Legend has it that all it took to calm the dragon was the symbol of the cross made by the Saint Romain's fingers. At the sign, the dragon fell docile and the archbishop bound the dragon by the neck and led it back to the local township. The people condemned the beast to die by fire since it killed so many with water. The people burned the creature and then cast a pile of ashes it left behind into the Seine River from where the dragon first came. Kinda messed up, but regardless of the authenticity of the legend or the interpretation of the legend, gargoyles are now regarded as personifications of evil who paradoxically serve as protectors from other evil creatures, possibly as penance for what the gargoyle did. The second of the dragon subspecies is the Huanglong. Based on Chinese mythology, the Huanglongs are Chinese dragons that are color yellow, hence their names. Huanglongs appear to be very similar to lamias, possessing the upper body of a humanoid, but the lower half is that of a dragon's tail. The third subspecies is the Yamato no Orochi, or you can just call it the Orochi. It is a legendary 8-headed and 8-tailed dragon subspecies that resides in Japan. Possessing similar traits to the Hydra, they possess 8 serpents attached to their head and have 8 serpentine tails. The fourth and final subspecies is the Quetzalcoatl, a serpentine dragon subspecies that languished in Mesoamerica, or in this case, Mexico. where they are worshipped as the feathered serpent gods of wind and learning, often regarded as being responsible for giving Mesoamerican society their books, the calendar, and maize, or in other words, corn. They are also regarded as a symbol of death and resurrection, and were the patron of the priests in ancient times. While on the topic of dragon subspecies, there are other monster girl species worth mentioning, that being the Dragonewts and the Lizardfolk, with the Dragonewts being a reptilian demi-human race said to be descended from dragons. However, despite sharing similar traits, Dragonewts are not dragons and not a part of the dragon subspecies, but regarded as distant cousins of the dragons. While dragons can actually fly, Dragonewts cannot. They can only glide for a certain period of time. Also, dragons can breathe fire and are proven to be much stronger and tend to have a royal, noble accent similar to centaurs, believing themselves to be honor-bound. Now, moving on to Lizardfolk, which the name obviously suggests that it is a race possesses lizard-like attributes. Despite their mutual reptilian looks, Lizardfolk are not related to dragons and Dragonewts. And these three species don't get quite along well, as they share a hierarchy-like relationship, with Lizardfolk being at the bottom of the ranks, the Dragonewts occupy the middle rank, and the dragons reign supreme at the top of the hierarchy. Lizardfolk are regarded with such contempt by the other two species that it is considered a huge insult to call a dragon and a Dragonewt a winged lizard or lizardfolk. And that about covers everything for this video. First off, I'd like to say that hopefully in the future we get more of dragons in the Monster Musume manga. I really want to see some of them, and hopefully they kind of drop some more of their origins, more of the lore and stuff like that. Either ways, that is pretty much it for this video. I enjoyed making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any thoughts, leave it down in the comment section down below. Please share, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It would really help me out a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.